Hello and welcome to another edition of TPW. Here we have the away show here tonight. What a set of matches we have for you, including our huge championship, championship main event match. Destroyer gonna issue an open challenge to anyone on the roster who was willing to face him here tonight. But as well, the King, one half of the new stable, the Knights of the Round Table will face Leonardo, one half of the artist here tonight. They've been on a roll as of late. And Tegan Knox and Isabella Ferrari will face Sylvana Death and Vampira. Once again, that'll be definitely a huge match to kick off our show here tonight. So nonetheless, let's get started with this huge matchup here tonight. Tegan Knox, former Women's World Champion, in the first matchup we came back in TPW, beat Rose for the Women's World title. Has a lot of accolades, but tonight, in a huge tag team match once again with Isabella Ferrari, it's going to be a huge one here tonight on the away show. Well, obviously the fans have a lot of respect for Isabella Ferrari. She did a lot at Extravaganza, her first debut at Extravaganza against the away show champion, the two-time away show champion, all-in-one champion, who is Ash, a future Hall of Famer for sure. But here tonight, gonna have a huge tag match again with the veteran Tegan Knox. We'll see how she does again in this big tag match. And there, Sylvana Death, definitely a huge competitor in this division, a new addition to the away show. Obviously gonna make huge waves moving forward. Hopefully she'll get a huge win tonight alongside her partner, who is Vampirella. Just the eeriness of both these women is intimidating enough. And then you see these entrances, and it's just impeccable how these women are not already champions. The sinister stare of Vampirella, and she is going to be making a huge impact again in this matchup. Definitely going to be a huge banger of a match here tonight. There's two sides of women. Definitely have a lot to offer in the future of this division. And here we go. Huge tag team match between these two sets of women here tonight. And Vampirella and Silvana Death have been a great tag team. But so has the rise of Isabella Ferrari and Tegan Knox. I think the Ram has to consider some women's tag team titles. This would be definitely a huge division for sure. Ooh, what a backdrop. Silvana Death off the top with a crossbody, looking to get the pin. Kick out. Went for whatever maneuver that was, but nice reversal by Tegan Knox. Thrown into the turnbuckle there. Tags in Isabella Ferrari. And now was getting some offense, but huge spear by Silvana. Big shot. There's a backbreaker for sure with huge impact. Thrown in the ropes, weight reversal. And wisely tags in Tegan Knox once again. That is the ring awareness that not many rookies have from Isabella Ferrari, looking for a wrenching armbar reversal. Thrown into the turnbuckle tag to Vampirella. Looking for the suplex. Double suplex connects. Up top. But misses completely that opportunity to get that big, I think it was a stomp there. So that's a rookie mistake definitely for V here tonight. But Hans, we continue the road to TPW on fire. What do you think the women have to do to gain momentum towards that? Well, I've seen like Rose and, a couple other people come and go to help out here in TPW. But now the women's division definitely flourished since then. Obviously, Rose was one of the only women Hall of Famers inducted, obviously, because there's only one woman in that time. But worked very hard. Actually helped train some of the rookies here you see today. So definitely a lot of more opportunities gained in the women's division here. And like you said, Pepper Jack, I think that Rams should consider like some minor championships or tag titles on the women's side, because they're definitely gaining a lot of popularity in the division. A lot more women in this roster than needed like two main championships, maybe like women's away show championship or women's home show championship, they, or maybe the tag titles like on that would be definitely a huge opportunity for the women to compete in the tag team division. At least the women not competing already for the main championship. I mean, definitely that's a huge opportunity for them indeed, and hopefully the Ram considers it and definitely makes it known. I mean, he has given a lot of opportunities, most definitely for the women. I mean, this past year, giving an opportunity in the women's chamber, whoever won that got to choose their set of championships, the main titles, and Zinda won it that way. She won the chamber and got to pick her championship. And look at the taunting. That's going to cost a lot with Tegan, definitely. Not someone you want to be taunting. But as I was saying, definitely a lot of opportunities given towards the women, but I believe it would be really nice to see the minor championships. It definitely would give more opportunity to the women to fight, as well as the women's tag titles. That would definitely be a great opportunity. But moving forward here, we have this huge tag match to kick off the show, doing very well. But also our main event, we do not know who's the mystery opponent of Destroyer, but he's issuing an open challenge to anyone who wants to face him for the mid-carder title. What an upset that would be for Destroyer. Only holding the title for, I would say now, about half a month after Extravaganza, and probably going to lose it if he's not prepared for whoever's going to face him one-on-one for that championship. And it could be anyone on this roster on the Way Show. I mean, can you imagine like a person like LJ or somebody like that, a very strong individual, young superstar, hungry for the championship, winning it here tonight on the Away Show? I'm not going to throw anything against that. I mean, we've seen titles change hands before on the main shows. That's nothing new. But definitely would be an upset for Destroyer on his part. He took the time to win the whole men's Battle Royal match, and then went on to Extravaganza to have to face the mid-carder champion Tyler Cool, which is no easy feat. I mean, he's a veteran. He's been there as long as Destroyer has, maybe even longer. So I can't imagine him losing. But what an opportunity he has. But also we see the King one half of the artist here tonight, who is, I believe, Leonardo, one-on-one. Again, the artists have been on quite a roll. I wouldn't doubt it if they get a future tag team title opportunity as well. Nice reversal by Isabella. That's again, the veteran instincts that you do not get as a rookie. Nice tag to Tegan. Nice quick tags here back and forth. Trying to keep the energy between these two is very good to keep in mind. Nice punch. But again, the power coming into play with Z and not able to reverse that one. Big kick. Going right for the pin. But using the ropes. And she gets the win off the ropes. Oh, this is some replay of the action. Isabella off top with the diving elbow. Next, wrenching arm maneuver, but not able to connect. We got the STO from Z. Silvana. Blue Thunderbomb connects, but not able to get anything off that. And this is what surprised me. Using the ropes to get the win is Isabella. But nonetheless, they get a huge win here tonight. And I'm telling you, Ram, if you see anything in these women, give them the tag team championship. But we continue on tonight with our show. Our next big matchup, the King and one half of the artist, Leonardo.